Scientists analyzed over 3,200 breakfast foods for their ability to support muscle growth in older adults. Only 8 foods qualified. And here's what surprised everyone. Eggs weren't on that list. For many years, eggs have been labeled the perfect food for building muscle. But new research published in nutrition journals is raising serious questions. After the age of 60, muscles become what researchers call anabolically resistant. This means that even when you consume protein, your muscles don't respond the same way anymore. In other words, you may think you're nourishing them, but they're still not getting what they need. The supplement industry prefers not to share this because these 8 budget-friendly foods cost less than $2 per serving. Older adults who stay strong usually don't rely on expensive powders, and that hurts corporate profits. Today, I'm going to reveal the 8 breakfast foods that have been shown to help rebuild muscle after 60. The food ranked number 5 includes a specific amino acid that increased muscle protein production by 47% in controlled trials. And number 8 was so surprising that scientists repeated the experiment 3 times, simply because they couldn't believe that a single tablespoon contained more protein than a chicken breast. But before we get into that, let me explain why the breakfast you're eating now might actually be speeding up muscle loss, and what you should start eating tomorrow morning instead. Be sure to stay until the end, because I'll also share a full 7-day breakfast meal plan that costs less than $3 per day. Here's a serious reality that rarely gets discussed in medical offices. Around the age of 30, the body begins to slowly lose muscle mass, but it becomes much more serious as you age. Studies from medical publications show that after 60, muscle loss increases drastically at a rate of about 3% every year. By the time people reach 80, as many as half of them are affected by a condition known as sarcopenia, the scientific term for severe age-related muscle loss. To put that into perspective, research indicates that between the ages of 60 and 70, around 5 to 13% of seniors experience clinically significant muscle loss. However, once people pass the age of 80, that number rises dramatically, reaching anywhere from 11 to 50%. And this isn't just about feeling weaker. Muscle loss is strongly linked to falls, which are the leading cause of accidental death among older adults. It's also connected to broken bones, reduced independence, and even a decline in cognitive function. But here's the encouraging news. Muscles do not completely lose their ability to grow, no matter your age. Scientists from leading universities have confirmed that even people in their 90s can gain muscle when they follow the right nutrition plan. The key factor is a compound called leucine. Leucine is one of the 9 essential amino acids, but it plays a unique role. It acts as the main signal that tells your muscles to start building. Without enough leucine in each meal, your body simply doesn't respond, and the protein you consume becomes far less effective. Research from the University of Researchers in Texas discovered that older adults need at least 2.5 to 3 grams of leucine per meal just to trigger muscle protein production. Fall short of that amount, and your muscles essentially remain underfueled. That's exactly why these 8 breakfast options are so important. They're not just rich in protein. They provide the exact amino acids aging muscles require to stay strong. So let's get started, and make sure you pay special attention to number 5. What scientists uncovered about it completely changed what we thought we knew about plant-based protein. Number 1, and this should already be in your fridge, is Greek yogurt. But not just any kind of yogurt. I'm talking specifically about the Greek variety, and here's why that difference matters. 1 single cup of Greek yogurt contains about 17 to 20 grams of protein. More importantly, it delivers roughly 2.5 grams of leucine. Remember that number? You need at least 2.5 grams to activate the muscle-building process. Greek yogurt meets that requirement in just 1 serving. Here's where it becomes even more impressive. Greek yogurt contains 2 powerful types of protein working together. First is whey protein. It absorbs quickly and gets to your muscles fast. But the real advantage comes from casein protein, which makes up most of the content. This is especially valuable for older adults. A study published in the British Journal of Nutrition found that consuming casein before bedtime significantly increased muscle protein production overnight. Think of it as slow-release fuel for your muscles, feeding them for up to 7 hours. One researcher compared it to having a continuous IV drip of muscle-building nutrients while sleeping. On top of that, Greek yogurt also provides calcium for bone strength, probiotics for digestion, and B vitamins for energy, all in a single serving that costs around $150. However, most people make one big mistake when choosing Greek yogurt, and that error completely ruins their progress. I'll reveal what that is after number 4, so stay tuned. Number 2 is cottage cheese. And if you've been avoiding it because of the texture, you may want to rethink that. Here's something surprising. A study from Florida State University showed that eating cottage cheese before bed produced the same muscle-building effect as expensive casein protein powder, with identical results, but at a much lower cost. 1 cup of cottage cheese contains about 28 grams of protein and 2.5 to 3 grams of leucine, which goes beyond the crucial threshold we discussed earlier. But what makes it especially beneficial for older adults is that 80% of its protein is casein. This means your body releases amino acids slowly over hours. Researchers have recorded amino acid release lasting 6 to 7 hours from just 1 serving. Why does that matter after age 60? Because during sleep, your body is in a fasting state and muscle breakdown increases. Cottage cheese helps prevent that by continuously supplying nutrients to your muscles overnight, acting like a protective barrier. A nutrition specialist from the Cleveland Clinic explained that casein provides a steady stream of amino acids over time, allowing muscles to repair instead of breaking down. If the texture still bothers you, you can easily blend cottage cheese into a smoothie. Add cinnamon and berries for a sweet option, or mix it with herbs to create a savory dip. Now, foods 3 and 4 might shock you, especially if you usually avoid seafood at breakfast. But wait until you hear what happened in studies with number 5. Scientists were genuinely stunned. Number 3, and I know what you're thinking, sardines for breakfast? Stay with me because what you're about to hear could completely change how you think about your morning protein. 1 small can of, and this isn't just about feeling weaker. Muscle loss is strongly linked to falls, which are the leading cause of accidental death among older adults. It's also connected to broken bones, reduced independence, and even a decline in cognitive function. But here's the encouraging news. Muscles do not completely lose their ability to grow, no matter your age. Scientists from leading universities have confirmed that even people in their 90s can gain muscle when they follow the right nutrition plan. The key factor is a compound called leucine. Leucine is one of the 9 essential amino acids, but it plays a unique role. It acts as the main signal that tells your muscles to start building. Without enough leucine in each meal, your body simply doesn't respond, and the protein you consume becomes far less effective. Research from the University of Sardines provide about 23 grams of high-quality protein in a single serving. That's more than you'd get from 3 eggs. But protein is only part of the benefit. Sardines are also one of the richest natural sources of omega-3 fatty acids, delivering roughly 1.2 grams per serving. And that matters for building and preserving muscle. A meta-analysis published in the journal Nutrients reviewed several clinical trials involving older adults and omega-3 intake. The researchers found that consuming more than 2 grams per day of omega-3s led to noticeable improvements in muscle mass. One of the hidden causes of muscle loss after age 60 is chronic low-level inflammation. Omega-3 fats help combat this by reducing inflammatory compounds and increasing anti-inflammatory activity in the body. Less inflammation leads to better recovery, and better recovery supports stronger muscle growth. Now for the real surprise. A can of sardines usually costs around $1.50 to $3. Compare that to the price of fish oil supplements and protein powders. You could easily spend $40 or more for similar support. There's also another benefit few people talk about. Sardines are among the lowest mercury fish available. In fact, the FDA lists them as a best choice seafood because of this. You can easily add sardines to your meals. Try spreading them on whole grain toast with a squeeze of lemon or mix them into scrambled eggs. The taste is much milder than most people expect, especially if they're packed in olive oil. Number 4, oatmeal. Before you dismiss it as just carbs, let's look at what science says. Oatmeal contains a unique type of fiber called beta-glucan. A study published in a sports nutrition journal found that athletes who supplemented with beta-glucan for just 4 weeks experienced significant increases in grip strength, arm strength, and upper body muscle mass. So how does a fiber help build muscle? Beta-glucan activates the creatine signaling pathway and helps reduce exercise-related inflammation, allowing muscles to recover more efficiently. But here's the key. There is a specific way to use oatmeal for maximum benefit. When you combine it with a high leucine protein source, such as Greek yogurt or cottage cheese, the effect becomes even stronger. The slow-digesting carbohydrates in oats help transport amino acids into your muscle cells more effectively. 1 cup of cooked oatmeal contains about 5 to 6 grams of protein on its own. That's not enough by itself, but when you add Greek yogurt on top, the meal can provide 25 grams or more of protein with ideal leucine content. On top of that, oatmeal is extremely affordable. A single container costs only a few dollars and can last for weeks. Now remember the mistake I mentioned earlier about Greek yogurt. The problem is choosing flavored varieties. Many of them contain 15 to 20 grams of added sugar, and that sugar spike can interfere with muscle protein synthesis. The solution is simple. Choose plain Greek yogurt and add your own fruit or a small drizzle of honey. Now we're reaching a major turning point in the video. Food number 5 challenged what researchers thought they knew about plant proteins and aging muscles. This is one you'll definitely want to remember. Number 5, hemp seeds. Some people have concerns, so let me be very clear. Hemp seeds contain virtually 0 THC. They are a food, not a drug, and their impact on muscle health is impressive. Hemp seeds are one of the few plant-based foods that contain all 9 essential amino acids, making them a complete protein. Just 3 tablespoons provide around 10 grams of highly digestible protein. What makes hemp especially valuable for older adults is its digestibility rate, between 91 and 98%. That means your body can actually absorb and use nearly all of the amino acids instead of losing them. Hemp seeds also offer the ideal omega-6 to omega-3 ratio, about 3.1, which researchers consider optimal for reducing inflammation, the very issue linked to muscle loss. In addition, they contain all 3 branched-chain amino acids, leucine, isoleucine, and valine. These work together to stimulate muscle protein production and speed up recovery. Hemp seeds are also incredibly easy to use. They have a mild, almost neutral flavor. Add them to oatmeal, blend them into smoothies, or sprinkle them over yogurt. You probably won't even notice them, but your body definitely will. A bag of hemp seeds typically costs between $8 and $12 and can last a month or longer. That's just pennies per serving for a complete anti-inflammatory protein source. When you combine hemp seeds, Greek yogurt, and oatmeal, you've created what I like to call the perfect muscle-supporting breakfast for seniors. Complete amino acids, slow-releasing energy, inflammation-fighting fats, and blood sugar-stabilizing fiber, all for under $3. Now, food number 6 may surprise some people. It's a fermented option that many tend to avoid, but its benefits for muscle and brain health are backed by strong science. And when we reach food number 8, the protein density is so high, it actually shocked researchers. Number 6, tempeh. If you've never tried this fermented soy product, you're missing out on one of the most powerful muscle-building options available for older adults. First, let's clear up a common misunderstanding. Tempeh is not the same as tofu. While both are made from soybeans, tempeh uses whole beans that are fermented and pressed into a firm cake. This fermentation process is what makes it so valuable. Fermentation does 2 important things. First, it dramatically increases protein absorption by breaking down anti-nutrients that would normally interfere with digestion. Second, it creates beneficial probiotics and prebiotics that improve gut health, which plays a direct role in nutrient absorption and overall physical performance. And this isn't just about feeling weaker. Muscle loss is strongly linked to falls, which are the leading cause of accidental death among older adults. It's also connected to broken bones, reduced independence, and even a decline in cognitive function. But here's the encouraging news. Muscles do not completely lose their ability to grow, no matter your age. Scientists from leading universities have confirmed that even people in their 90s can gain muscle when they follow the right nutrition plan. The key factor is a compound called leucine. Leucine is one of the 9 essential amino acids, but it plays a unique role. It acts as the main signal that tells your muscles to start building. Without enough leucine in each meal, your body simply doesn't respond, and the protein you consume becomes far less effective. Research from the University of the Microbiome. Emerging research now shows a direct connection between gut health and muscle development. Scientists refer to this as the gut-muscle axis. A study published in the journal Nutrients focused specifically on tempeh and found that it may significantly help reduce muscle damage and improve strength after exercise. Just 1 3-ounce serving of tempeh provides around 16 to 18 grams of complete protein. It is also rich in manganese, copper, and phosphorus, minerals that are vital for bone strength and muscle function. There's another important benefit. Research involving older adults showed that people who consumed tempeh regularly experienced better cognitive function. The fermentation process produces compounds that support both muscle health and brain performance. Tempeh has a mild, nutty, and slightly earthy taste. For breakfast, try slicing it thin and lightly pan-frying it in a bit of olive oil. Add smoked paprika to create a bacon-like flavor, but with more protein and without harmful additives. A package usually costs about $3 to $4 and includes several servings. Number 7. Quinoa. This ancient seed, and yes, it is technically a seed, not a grain, was so highly valued by the Incas that they called it the mother grain. In 2013, the United Nations even dedicated an entire year to quinoa because of its impressive nutritional value. For building muscle after the age of 60, quinoa offers something most plant foods do not: complete protein. It contains all 9 essential amino acids. According to Harvard School of Public Health, 1 cup of cooked quinoa provides about 8 grams of protein and 5 grams of fiber. What makes quinoa particularly powerful is its high leucine content, an amino acid many grains lack. Leucine plays a key role in tissue repair and muscle growth. Studies show that quinoa has a protein biological value of approximately 73%, which is nearly the same as beef at 74%. This means your body can efficiently absorb and use most of its protein, unlike many other plant sources where much of it passes through unused. Another advantage is that quinoa is naturally gluten-free, making it suitable for people with sensitive digestion. For breakfast, you can cook quinoa like oatmeal using milk or a dairy alternative. Add cinnamon, nuts, and berries for a sweet version, or prepare it savory with vegetables and a fried egg on top. A bag typically costs $4 to $6 and provides several servings, making it less than 50 cents per serving for a complete protein source. Now we've reached food number 8, and I saved the most surprising one for last. When scientists tested the protein content of this food, they repeated the experiment 3 times because they couldn't believe the results. What they discovered may change the way seniors think about affordable protein. Number 8, spirulina. Yes, blue-green algae. And before you dismiss it, here's why this superfood truly earns its title. Spirulina contains 60 to 70% protein by weight. To put that into perspective, chicken breast is about 31% protein, eggs are around 13%, beef contains roughly 26%. Spirulina reaches 60 to 70%. No other whole food comes close to this level of protein density. And it's not only the quantity that matters, it's also the quality. Spirulina provides all essential amino acids needed for muscle growth. A detailed review published in the Journal of Dietary Supplements examined spirulina's impact on physical performance. The results showed that it can improve antioxidant levels, protect against exercise-related muscle damage, and may even speed up recovery. One especially interesting study found that hydrolyzed spirulina protein, essentially pre-digested spirulina, increased muscle protein production, while at the same time reducing muscle breakdown. It works in both directions, supporting growth while slowing loss. Spirulina also contains phycocyanin, the pigment responsible for its blue-green color. This compound has strong anti-inflammatory effects. Research conducted on rugby players showed that, and this isn't just about feeling weaker, Muscle loss is strongly linked to falls, which are the leading cause of accidental death among older adults. It's also connected to broken bones, reduced independence, and even a decline in cognitive function. But here's the encouraging news. Muscles do not completely lose their ability to grow, no matter your age. Scientists from leading universities have confirmed that even people in their 90s can gain muscle when they follow the right nutrition plan. The key factor is a compound called leucine. Leucine is one of the 9 essential amino acids, but it plays a unique role. It acts as the main signal that tells your muscles to start building. Without enough leucine in each meal, your body simply doesn't respond, and the protein you consume becomes far less effective. Research from the University of Spirulina supplementation has been shown to reduce exercise-related inflammation and help protect muscle tissue. Now let's get practical. You don't need a large amount of spirulina to see benefits. Most studies use doses between 1 and 8 grams per day. A good quality spirulina powder usually costs around $15 to $25 and can last for several months. Just add 1 teaspoon to your morning smoothie, blending it with banana and peanut butter to completely cover the algae taste. You can also stir it into your oatmeal. Picture this simple breakfast: oatmeal mixed with Greek yogurt, hemp seeds, and 1 teaspoon of spirulina. In one meal, you get roughly 35 to 40 grams of complete protein, an ideal amount of leucine, inflammation-reducing omega-3s, slow-releasing energy, and probiotics that support gut health, all for under $3. These 8 foods, Greek yogurt, cottage cheese, sardines, oatmeal, hemp seeds, tempeh, quinoa, and spirulina, are among the most affordable, science-supported options for muscle-building breakfasts, especially for seniors. If this feels like a lot, let me simplify it. If I had to choose only 3 foods to start with tomorrow, here's my pick. First, Greek yogurt. A single serving can meet the leucine requirement, offers both fast and slow-digesting proteins, and costs about $1.50. This will serve as your main muscle-building base. Second, hemp seeds. They contain complete amino acids, anti-inflammatory omega fats, and have almost no taste. Just sprinkle 3 tablespoons over your food. Third, oatmeal. Its beta-glucan fiber helps support muscle strength and keeps blood sugar levels steady. Mixing it with Greek yogurt and hemp seeds creates an ideal muscle-focused breakfast. Now, as promised, here's a simple 7-day muscle-building breakfast plan. Monday, Greek yogurt with berries and hemp seeds. Tuesday, oatmeal topped with Greek yogurt and walnuts. Wednesday, sardines on whole grain toast with avocado. Thursday, cottage cheese with cinnamon, berries, and hemp seeds. Friday, a quinoa breakfast bowl with an egg and vegetables. Saturday, tempeh scramble with peppers and spinach. Sunday, a spirulina smoothie with banana, peanut butter, and Greek yogurt. The total cost for all 7 breakfasts is around $20 to $25. That's less than $3.50 per day for high-protein, inflammation-fighting, muscle-supporting meals. Remember the main takeaway. After the age of 60, your muscles need at least 2.5 to 3 grams of leucine at each meal to trigger muscle growth. These 8 foods make reaching that target simple and affordable. Research also highlights another important factor. A study from McGill University that followed over 1,700 older adults found that spreading protein evenly across 3 meals, instead of eating most of it at dinner, led to stronger muscles. This means breakfast is no longer optional. It's your first chance of the day to support muscle health. If your goal is stronger legs, improved balance, and greater independence, you now have a clear plan. But information alone isn't enough. Action matters. So here's your challenge. Choose just 1 food from this list and add it to your breakfast tomorrow. Start small, build consistency, then add more over time. Comment below and tell me which one you're starting with. I read every comment and respond personally to your questions. If this video helped you, tap the subscribe button and turn on notifications. I share new science-based health videos every week for seniors who refuse to let age slow them down. In my next video, I'll reveal the 5 worst breakfast foods that can speed up muscle loss after 60. And number 3 is probably in your kitchen right now. Click here to watch the next video, because some of the items on that list may surprise you. Until then, stay strong, stay healthy, and I'll see you in the next video. And this isn't just about feeling weaker. Muscle loss is strongly linked to falls, which are the leading cause of accidental death among older adults. It's also connected to broken bones, reduced independence, and even a decline in cognitive function. But here's the encouraging news. Muscles do not completely lose their ability to grow, no matter your age. Scientists from leading universities have confirmed that even people in their 90s can gain muscle when they follow the right nutrition plan. The key factor is a compound called leucine. Leucine is one of the 9 essential amino acids, but it plays a unique role. It acts as the main signal that tells your muscles to start building. Without enough leucine in each meal, your body simply doesn't respond, and the protein you consume becomes far less effective. Research from the University of